Alright, this video is just to clarify things in the videos to show after this. I'm not going to be editing any of the audio or the video, and everything will be very raw straight from the Rode Wireless Micro right here. Right now I'm inside, no wind cover, gain is set to high, and that's about it. In each of the videos I'll outline which gain settings on, also show and indicate if the wind cover is on. So yeah, it will be the most raw sound out of this microphone plugged into an iPhone 8. Alright, here's a quick test with no microphone so you can hear what the camera sounds like. This is the iPhone 8. And I'm outside. There's some lawn mowing going on with sucking up leaves, and there's also this little pond right here. Bit of a waterfall thing going on. So lots of different noises. So this is without the microphones, without the Rode Wireless Micro. Here's a recording test with the Rode Wireless Micro in the iPhone 8. I have it right down here with its wind cover on. The wind cover does not fit inside of the tiny case. So here's the Rode Wireless Micro case. It's at a medium gain right now. 2 lavaliers and the receiver in the middle, but no room for the wind covers. It's at medium gain. There's 3 gain settings within the Rode app: low, medium, and high. And you can also change the LED brightness on the transmitter and receiver. And that's about it. Pretty simple. It shows a slight battery indicator, but nothing, it doesn't show the actual percentage, just like a little picture. And then through my battery tests, I time-lapsed them and everything. I was getting about 8 hours out of the transmitters, which was pretty good. The website says 7, so I was getting about an hour more, but that was a pretty clean test without too much going on. So I would say battery life is exactly as they say. I got exactly 2 charges out of the case for the transmitters, so everything with battery life seems perfect to what they say it is. Now I'll switch the gain to low. Alright, now this is the Rode Wireless Micro with low gain. It was at medium before, and hopefully it's still picking up my voice just fine with enough loudness and clarity, and also not picking up so much background noise. I'm trying to speak at pretty much the same volume. I don't want to be shouting or anything, but the low gain should be blocking out, or not picking up as much outside sound from the leaf blower, lawnmower, and the pond. Right, and now the Rode Wireless Micro is at high gain. Before it was low gain, and now this is high, so it should be picking up lots of sound from the neighbors, leaf blower and the lawnmower. There's a plane in the distance coming, and also this waterfall thing over here. So lots of noise to compete with, but hopefully it's doing a pretty good job even at high, with mostly picking up my voice since the microphone is so much closer to me. Oh, there's an airplane going over up there. So hopefully it's picking up my voice just fine with all this other noise going on, even at high gain. It's back to medium gain. So hopefully everything is working just fine. Battery life is good. It's a downside that it doesn't include the wind covers in the case. But sound quality has been good. And now I'll do a distance test to see how well it does. All right, here's a distance test right now. I'll just go walk over here. I have had other wireless lavaliers that have like a normal power setting, and then there's also like high power to get a bit more range. This one doesn't have that at all. It's just go. It's supposed to be very easy with the Rode wireless micro to just plug in and start recording and have better audio than what your device would have. And it's also very small and portable. So right now I'm about 70 feet away. I measured this a while ago, and this is where I usually go for distance tests. So this is about 70 feet away, and then this is with my back turned. And then I'll go a bit further. So this is 80 feet away. I'm facing the receiver right now with the transmitter, but I'll turn my back now, so hopefully it's still not cutting out. And then I'll go a bit further. So this should be about 90 to 100 feet away. Hopefully it's not cutting out yet. It is at a medium gain, so it should be picking up my voice, but it's also probably picking up quite a bit of ambient sounds like leaf blowers and all kinds of stuff. It's a very noisy day. So hopefully it didn't lose any signal while walking over there or with my back turned.
Okay, so this is a quick demonstration of the sound coming out of the Rode Wireless Pro mic system. Maybe if the camera to focus again on me. As you see here, I'm just using it clipped onto my sweatshirt string. I'm not using the included clip-on lav mics, just to sort of demonstrate how great this is. This has, I mean, in my opinion, this has no right to sound as good as it does right now. The fact that you can just sort of, run and gun, clip this onto somebody and start going is amazing. In the past, I've been using, I've been working in freelance video for decades now. And, if you've been in the industry as long as I have, you've definitely used one of these, the Sennheiser wireless body packs. It's an industry standard. You fish the wire for a lav up to, someone's shirt lapel or whatever, suit jacket if available, and then have them hide the body pack. This is just like, ta-da, right? It does come with a lav. You can, this is kind of big, I'll be honest. If you wanted to have a more clean look where the mic is hidden, you can still do that. It does come with 2 mics in an accessory kit, but I love the fact that you don't need them because there's a built-in mic on the transmitter. Like, that's awesome. And I've been a fan of Rode for a while. I've got their NTG mic. I've got their Rode Video Mic Pro. I really do like their equipment, but this is my first time getting to try their wireless setup. I've seen a lot of love for the Rode Wireless Go when it first came out, and I thought, that looks cool. I really want to try that. This is their Pro system. See, it's got the Pro in the name. And what that means, I'm not sure exactly what the differences are between them because I haven't actually used the Wireless Go. I can only tell you what I love about this one. And I'm actually, in order to do that, I'm going to disconnect it for a second. I'm going to pull this mic down and switch over to it. Okay. All right. I just turned off the Rode on the mixer because I want to disconnect it and show you some things here. First of all, on the receiver, see how tiny this thing is? It looks just like the transmitter. They're pretty similar, except that the receiver has a nice display that will show you, sorry, once it focuses, it's not focusing. My camera's being stubborn, sorry. All right, yeah. So you see, it's showing you that only one of the mics is connected right now. When I was setting this up before, I had them both out. That's why it's number 2 and not number 1. But you can have both transmitters, it comes with 2, connected to one receiver, and the receiver can be set to have pretty much any configuration that you can think of. Let's say, normally when I'm recording 2 interviewers, I want to have one on the left, one on the right, so that I can isolate them in post and mix as needed. But let's say you're doing a live stream and you want both mics to be on both channels all the time. Well, no problem. You can set this to dual mono. If you want to set to be line level out versus mic level out versus camera level out, which apparently is also a thing, it lets you set all of that on the receiver. And not only that, but the receiver also has a USB-C out with different cables to plug into a phone or a tablet or something like that. So if you're not using a traditional camera, let's say you're doing some kind of live stream, you can use these mics with your connected device, with your phone or tablet or whatever. That's incredibly powerful. The other thing that I really like about it, and this is actually a pro and a con, depending on your perspective, is that, it comes in this cool case, but the... let me put them in. The case also is the charger. So you see, these sort of work like a... Let's make sure I put them in the right place. This is... because they only fit in... The receivers are a slightly different size than the transmitter, so you make sure you put them in the right one. There. Now they're all in the case, and they're all... See, it's got... Oops. A little charging icon there. And the case, it's sort of like AirPods. You've got the case has a charging port on the case, and you have to come around, like, you don't have to bring dozens of AA batteries to your job to, feed these kinds of things anymore. You can just charge it up before the job, and you're good for hours and hours of footage. I haven't actually tried to see how long they'll last, but I did use them for 3 gigs back to back, so probably a total of maybe 7-ish hours of use, and they didn't die. And I charge them after that, so I don't know how long they can actually go, but that's pretty awesome. On the flip side, though, one of the nice things that pros will tell you, if you've worked in a professional field, that it is always good to have real batteries as an option in case you're out in the field, you don't have a place to charge, you don't have time for downtime. You can just throw in fresh batteries and keep going, and that's something you can't really do with this. But the way I see it is, you do have 2 transmitters. You can switch between them. You put the other one on charge if you need to. I don't really know what I would do if the receiver died during a job, but it hasn't happened. So I guess that's kind of a pro and a con. For me, it's a pro because I don't think I'm ever going to run out the batteries on a job, and it's great to not have to go carrying around dozens of AA batteries and making sure I always have more before a gig. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Rode Wireless Pro. If you haven't tried them out yet, give it a shot. They're pretty awesome.
Quick review of the Rode Wireless Micro. This is a 2-transmitter microphone set for mobile devices. This one in particular is for USB-C devices, so I'm going to be using this with my iPhone 16 Pro Max. You get a quick start guide, comes with it. You get this little USB-C cable, no charging brick, so just plug this into an existing one. You get these 2 little dead cats that slide onto the transmitters, and then you get this charging case, which is nice, USB-C charging. This will give you 2 full charges, so these are rated to last 7 hours. And then this case will charge it another 7 hours and another 7 hours. So when this is fully charged with everything inside, you should have, if my math is correct, 21 hours. And so you've got the 2 transmitters, microphones, and you got the 1 receiver. So you take the receiver and you just plug into your USB connection. Because this is an audio review, I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in right now, and then I'm going to take one of these out, and these will be flash when I plug it in. These will be flashing, and then when I take this out, it's going to automatically pair it. You really don't have to do anything. It's plug and play, and then you're going to be hearing the audio from here, and you can know for yourself whether that sounds better or not. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take this one out, and now it's steady. So that means this is now transmitting directly from this, not this one here, because this one's still in the case, but from the one that I'm holding pretty close to my mouth. It's about the same distance as it would be if I had put it on. In fact, I'm going to put it on real quick so I can show you the feature of the transmitter. So right now it's just on me, And this other transmitter is exactly the same. Yeah, it's flashing, and it's going to connect too. So it's actually now they're both connected, and you can clip it on, or they have this magnet, and you can just go ahead and put, you know, on top of your shirt and then behind your shirt, and use the magnet like that. Right. I'm going to put this back in because I don't know what it's doing to the audio right now. And there's the dead cat that you could just slide right on it if you wanted to do that. Right. And that just slides right on top like that. And everything else is still functional the same way. And you slide it off. Like that. Back in. All right, so this is the sound. I'm speaking through it right now. It is on my shirt. So this is the distance that I would normally have it at. There is an app, the Rode Connect app, that you would plug into your phone, or you download the phone, and you can change a few things. One thing you can change is how bright or dim the little indicator light is on both the transmitter and the receiver. And then also the gain. So right now this is at high gain. There's low, medium, high. I'm currently speaking on high gain. So judge for yourself how that is. It's pretty close to my mouth. I'm not quite sure what low and medium would be. This is that in-depth of a review, but to me, the sound is very good. It's definitely better to my ear than the built-in speakers. And of course, you can have your phone further away and the sound doesn't change at all because the transmitter is on you. And so that's a huge benefit. But I think even when you're close to the phone, like I am right now, this actually does sound better than just the phone mic. It's just cleaner and crisper, and does a really nice job with noise reduction. So 21 hours, plug and play ease. I do like the charging case. I don't like the fact that I have nowhere to put these. So to me, they're kind of going to get lost. It's a pretty good value, I think, for what you get. I do wish they included the actual charging brick, because I don't have extra ones. I don't, so yes, you can plug it into your computer, what have you, but nobody's doing that anymore. And but otherwise, I think it works really well as a 2 microphone set. So if you want to record an interview or what have you, you have the 2, but you can only you can just use 1 if that's what you prefer to do. Anyway, nice set. I like it. And if you need something like this, this is definitely a good option from a well-known brand.
This is my review for the Rode Wireless Pro microphone that I got from Amazon here in Canada. And I'm using right at the moment the microphone that's on my camera to record this, so you'll be able to hear the difference in sound as soon as I switch over. What you get comes in these 2 nice neat little cases here. And the first one here with the little button on the back that you can turn on so that you get the green light that says it's working, has inside the transmitter and 2 microphones, and they're clip-ons. Now here we go. The microphones have a space on them at the top to put a dead cat if you're out in windier conditions. They show you that they're on by doing this. Okay, and that they're going to be recording as you go to put them on. They will also record to themselves so that you don't lose any of the audio for anything that you're recording. And the transmitter bit is this one right here, and it shows you the levels of sound. You can see it moving up and down. It's not recording it because I haven't got it hooked up to my camera, but what I do is I'll take this transmitter just to make it so that I can see what's going on, and I hook it onto the strap of my camera so that I can read it. Okay, so that's how that part works. And then in the other kit comes accessories like mad, which I love. This is the power cable to power up everything the first time that you get it. And then you get other cables, including the microphone cable, which I'll use to go from the camera over, and other power cables to go different ways depending on what kind of a hookup you need. This is an A to C, the other one's an A to A. You get magnets, 2 of these, and 2 metal hooks that you put on the back here, so that if you don't want to hook this onto a piece of clothing, you can put the magnet up behind it and just let it sit against you, and that way it'll hold the magnet on just fine. And then underneath here there are cases. There's 2 lav mics, windscreens, which I'm sorry, I'm not showing this very well. Screens. Big dead cats. Let me put some of that. Big dead cat. And little dead cat for the lads. So all in all, not a bad kit. Okay, so now I've switched over and I'm using the Rode mic. You can see it here. Okay, and you can see that it's on and everything's going on. I can see on the adapter that I can see where my voice is going, the range that my voice is going in, and how well it's working out. One of the things that I really like about these is that it was just plug and play. It was easy to use, simple. You just put in the connecting cord and turn it on, and it went, and it works on this camera, which is a Canon. It works on my Panasonic video recorder. It works on my laptop, and it works on, I have a tiny GoPro like camera, and it works on that one as well. So it was really easy to use, which is good for me. It's also, they come with instructions on what to do, and you can find them online as well. Just basics on how to hook it up, and it was on the box and things like that. And it was easy for somebody with disabled hands to be able to put together as well. On small things, which I don't know if you can see that hole in there. There we go, maybe. Okay, but that's small for me to try and maneuver, and it does really well. One of the things I'm most pleased with, though, is this sound, because as somebody who is working to get a YouTube channel up and running, sound is a very big part of that, and I'm really happy with these. They were worth every bit of the investment that was put into them. So, yeah, I think they're 100% a great buy. Thanks.
These are the cover of the microphone, and this is you can attach for this stuff, and it's a box, and here's USB-C charger, and it's a light USB. They did pretty very well job. I love it. Yes, these are they have. I will upload or share my experience after the working with my friends to record some video, but totally quality in the first test. It's very nice and record very nice. Thank you for watching. Bye.
How are we doing, guys? I have just purchased this microphone. I know nothing about it. I know nothing about audio. I need something simple, on the fly, on the go. I've just opened these. I've set this all up in about 1 minute. You get the box, that's a text message. 2 microphones and the receiver. for myself, I plugged this into the computer, changed the audio from the built-in audio to obviously this Rode mic, and this is the first official test. I want to see how good it is. I've not used this yet. I want to see what this is like. So I'm going to walk to the other side of the room. I want to see if there's any communication issues between the mic and it going into the computer. I don't do this often. Okay, right, so we're going to walk across the other side of the room. I'm about 4 meters away right now. And how's it sounding? I'm just going to keep on talking for a sec because ideally, I want to use this for kind of behind-the-scenes footage for my work. If I'm doing interviews, behind the scenes, content, anything that's kind of fun and interesting. I am literally waffling on right now. But for the purposes of this video, I want to make sure that you can see, and I can see, how good it is. On the back of each of these mics as well, which I thought was amazing because I've seen these with the DJI mics that they've got a magnet. So that's nice and strong, which is fantastic. It charges when it gets in the box. That closes up, that fits in your pocket, USB-C charging. Can't fault it so far. And they also come with the wind diffusers, the little muffly things. So that's fantastic, comes with a charger. I am talking pure nonsense right now because I want that to see a meeting is due. I want to see if these are good. Hopefully they are. Hopefully they are.
Si están buscando unos micrófonos para grabar, para hacer contenido, les recomiendo esto. Es una perla escondida, realmente no sé qué tan nuevos son, pero si ustedes saben de marcas de micrófonos, saben que esta marca es demasiado costosa y es de las mejores. Yo encontré esto por cerca de $120 más o menos, pero básicamente son los mejores micrófonos que pude haber encontrado. Este es el micrófono, pero ahora viene con este accesorio que la marca le pone, que es para que tú lo puedas poner en esta parte de atrás. Entonces tú tienes la pinza, y eso me gusta porque no te quitan la opción de pegarte el micrófono con pinza, sino que tú tienes la pinza y en esta superficie de atrás tú puedes pegar este imán, que además tiene muchísima fuerza. Te viene este peluchito, que es el micrófono. Este es como este peluchito que viene, que es para cuando grabas en partes exteriores y necesitas que el viento no se escuche tanto en el video. Vienen dos, esta es la cajita, vienen de esta manera. Y algo muy chévere es que además de darte esto, la marca te permite descargar unas aplicaciones en las que tú puedes grabar contenido y en las que tú puedes monitorear y configurar de muchas formas los micrófonos. Entonces ya saben que si están buscando unos micrófonos para hacer contenido de manera sencilla, que sean muy buenos y que tengan una buena relación calidad-precio, esta es de las mejores opciones.
Overall, I'd say I'm quite disappointed in the mic. Sadly, I had high hopes for it. I thought that it would sound audibly better than my phone microphone, but it does not. Especially if I'm doing voiceover for videos, it is just not as good as my phone is. I'm still probably going to use it for doing street interviews and stuff like that for my brand, but overall disappointed for the price point. I'd suggest spending more money and getting one that is better. Otherwise, if you want a cheaper microphone, I'm sure you could find one that sounds just as good as this one for less. Just for reference, I unplugged my microphone. This is just my voice talking to the camera, just holding the phone now. You should be able to tell it sounds a lot better. I've not edited the audio whatsoever. This is just raw audio, and I spliced these two videos together. The last thing you're going to want to know too about this microphone is that you can't go in and change the audio settings. So just because you don't like the settings, unlike some of their higher end models, this one you can't go in and tweak the settings and make it sound better. I downloaded the app. I hooked it up to my MacBook. I tried doing this. It is not an option. So out of the box, it's not that good, and you can't tweak the settings on it at all, just so you know.
Le sente mi parlo ora Marco, provo? Ecco Marco, prova microfono 1 2 3, 1 2 3, prova microfono Marco, complimenti per quella maglia rosa da Giro d'Italia.
Vai con la prova.
Eccomi qua Marco, ennesima prova in compagnia di Marco, siamo in località Pagoda.
Montebello Cavalese.
Montebello, ovviamente Cavalese, provincia di Trento, Italia.
Europa.